Well, hey fans, welcome back to another streaming review, and today we're going to review What If Season 2. So What If Season 2 is an animated series that is set within the MCU, but it is actually set within the MCU multiverse. There is no main timeline shenanigans that happen in this series, and I really enjoyed the first season. I thought it was a fun, way to see what happened after the end of Loki with, He Who Remains dying and these timelines branching out, and we get to see what happens in these individual timelines. Because every Marvel movie that came before is now, not in the MCU, but like your Daredevils, your Elektra's, your X-Men movies, your Ghost Riders, Fantastic Four, those are all in separate timelines. Spider-Man's and such, as we saw in Spider-Man No Way Home. So this is supposed to explore more of those. And most of the situations are what if. What if this happened instead of this? What if that happened instead of that? That's what this is supposed to be. And with this being the multiverse saga, you are to expect, with Kang being the main villain, that is what we're going to lead to. But unfortunately, it doesn't do that, and I think that is a hindrance to this series. So to start, the animation quality is great, the voice acting is great, the actors who can return and the actors who are just replacing people from the MCU, everybody does a great job. The stories by themselves are fun. It is a fun animated cartoon. And like I said, I really enjoyed watching it as a cartoon. But as a part of the MCU, it just feels like a letdown, especially after such a great season 1. I don't think that there is a villain in this season that compares to Infinity Killmonger, Infinity Ultron, Doctor Strange Supreme. I'll get back to Doctor Strange Supreme, but none of the villains from this one really match up to that. So there was an episode that was supposed to be in last season that was brought over to this season. That is, what if Iron Man crashed into the Grandmaster? And you can definitely tell that that episode was reconfigured to be a part of this season, because I don't even think Gamora is in it. And if she is, there's no mention of the Infinity Crusher, because that's what happens with them when they're sucked into that final battle at the end of the last season. But this one is made like a Mad Max race type of episode. That's really all it is. Remember that old animated series, NASCAR Racers? That's what this episode reminded me of. You got what if Nebula joined the Nova Corps, which is really like your Blade Runner episode. And that one was all well and fine, but like I said, it was really a bottle episode. Didn't connect to anything major. One of my favorite episodes, What If Hela Found the 10 Rings, I really did enjoy that. You get to see, this is the first time someone from Phase 4 and beyond was brought into What If, so I enjoyed seeing Wenwu there, and I enjoyed seeing Hela on Earth, because Hela's one of my favorite villains that has been in the MCU. I do not like that she is considered dead. I would like to have them have brought that character back in some capacity, because we all know what happened with Thor 4, and it just wasn't good. And somehow, hopefully she can come back in the future. I really like the actress, and I think that was just a great episode. And it explores a type of character I want to see come to live action. And speaking of a character who's coming to live action and has been in the previous season, this season does connect in the form of Captain Carter. So what if Captain Carter found the Hydra Stomper is an episode in this season, which was teased in the last season. So we got Steve was somehow kept alive over the centuries as long as he remains in the Hydra Stomper. He was captured by the Russians at some point, and they don't really explain how the suit is keeping him alive. But, there's a whole episode about them reconnecting. And it's basically your Winter Soldier episode. And it is enjoyable. She's friends with Black Widow in that universe. And I like how they did it. And at the very end, she is sucked in some portal and she thinks the Watcher did it, because she knows about the Watcher. And that leads to another episode that she's in, which is What If the Avengers Assembled in 1602, which is a very silly episode. But there's one thing that I really enjoyed about it, and this is a brief spoiler. She can now hear the Watcher, just due to the fact that, she's had some adventures with him. If she really focuses, she can hear him, just like how Ultron Infinity could hear him in the previous season. So I did enjoy that. And he was going to take her home, but she figures that whole aspect out. And then that ends with her, being saved by Doctor Strange Supreme, which will allow me to take it back to the episode involving Kahori. Now, this is a brand new hero to Marvel in general, comics, movies, TV shows, anything. They made this character up specifically for this show. And she is from a timeline where the Tesseract landed in America before it was invaded by colonizers. And it created like a pocket dimension where certain Native American tribes, when they went near this water where the pocket dimension was, they got sent there and they could live forever and they got all these powers, but they never really tried to escape because it was perfect there. It was paradise. Kahori goes there after running away from colonizers. She gets trapped there. She learns these powers and she says, hey, I want to go escape and help people. She does that, saves the day, and then she's also found by Doctor Strange. When you get to the end of this and you find out what Doctor Strange is doing, it is a tragic betrayal of his character and everything he went through in season 1. And I utterly hated that so much. It actually goes against the rules that were even set up for the multiverse. Because if what happens at the end of the series can happen, then anything can really happen. And back to the fact that this is all supposed to be leading to, you know, Kang and the multiverse saga. The fact that Kang is nowhere, not like a version of Kang. There's so many different versions of Kangs across the multiverse. We don't see a single one in this season at all, nor a mention of him. It seems off to me. At the very end, we got, you know, the brand new multiverse world tree that Loki created. So there's that one connection, but there should be tons of more connections. There's not even a mention of the TVA, none of that. So hopefully that picks up in season 3. In terms of a score, like I said, I'm going to give it a good 4 out of 5 because I like some of the episodes individually, even though as a season, as a whole, I think it was a disappointment. So that's my rating. And I know I'm getting this out to you guys late, but it is what it is. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me again. Remember, you can watch the full review on YouTube and the website, flipfrogllc.com/flixfrog. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. And please, pretty please, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, I'll be seeing you.